Let's make some noise for the person that brought us here, Bill Gates! Right? Exactly. Okay. If any of you guys been to any of the freedom rallies over the years, well, last 2 years, you guys know what we do here. My job is to bore you to death. I'm kidding. I kid. So what we're going to do is we're going to yell a couple things, and I'm going to hand the mic off to an excellent singer. Guys, freedom is essential. Rights are essential. Freedom is essential. Rights are essential. Guys, what do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? When? Again. One more time from here. Make some noise.
Heck yeah!
Well, that was the scene yesterday in Vancouver, British Columbia, where Bill Gates, who came to world prominence for his role as the boss of Microsoft, but has since transformed into a kind of schleppy supervillain. He has that aw shucks approach to him, but he comes up with a series of bizarre plans, whether it's to release billions of tons of dust into the atmosphere to block out the sun, or his obsession with viruses and vaccines, including a smallpox vaccine, just a little bit crazy on that one. Remember when he said this?
And so I'm hoping in 5 years I can write a book called, we are ready for the next pandemic, but it'll take tens of billions in R&D that the US and the UK will be part of that. It'll take probably about $1 billion a year for a pandemic task force at the WHO level, which is doing the surveillance and actually doing what I call germ games, where you practice. You say, okay, what if a bioterrorist brought smallpox to 10 airports? How would the world respond to that? That there's naturally caused epidemics and bioterrorism caused epidemics that could even be way worse than what we experience today.
His obsession with global warming, even though he jets around private, I think, of course, the worst thing about Bill Gates by far, so bad that even his wife divorced him over it, his wife who shares many of his other ideological beliefs, was his friendship with the pedophile and child pimp Jeffrey Epstein, a friendship that persisted long after the facts about Epstein were known. Here's, of course, Melinda Gates saying that was why they broke up.
It was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not, that was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in? I didn't realize
that. He was awful.
That. Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it very clear how I felt about him.
Mm-hmm.
It's shocking to me that such a man would still find an audience, but of course money buys you a lot of things. As you may know, Bill Gates has spent hundreds of millions of dollars that we know about paying subsidies or gifts to various media companies, which is probably why he's never grilled on things. He was in Vancouver to deliver a talk at a TED Talk, which is sort of a 15-minute deep thoughts speech. Our friend and BC Bureau Chief Drea Humphrey was outside. She joins us now via Skype. Drea, great to see you again. I always thought Bill Gates was sort of a harmless, nerdy guy. and that he just wanted to do good. He was a bit of a do-gooder. That naive belief was shaken out of me by watching him over the last 2 years. What was he in Vancouver to talk about?
Well, first of all, they're calling it a TED Talk on a new era. So anything for what they believe the future holds, including discussions on new developments with AI and the direction where they think we're headed, really.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.